My name is Brian Stienhorst. This is my wife, Jenny.
We met back in 2000 and dated for about 3 months and got pregnant with our son, Grant, then got married a month after he was born. 3 years later, we had Emma, and then 5 years later, had Holly.
Life didn't start off perfect for us as far as the relationship part. There was no time, because we had kids so early, to have date nights and to get to know each other.
We were really just more or less roommates, living life, not living it to its fullest.
We could put a good front on for family and friends that everything was great.
But as human beings too, I think you come to a point of, I can't emotionally deal with this anymore. I was emotionally tapped out.
I remember the night that she came home when she was out with her friends, and it didn't go well the next morning. I remember she said, "Brian, we're done." I felt like I was having like a heart attack. I almost didn't think it would ever happen. I thought we'd just live our normal life, that Jenny would never finally say it's enough. For weeks and weeks and months and months, I begged and begged. There was nothing. It was done. She said she loved her kids. She didn't love me anymore. And then she met a guy through a friend. Divorce is hard enough, but then to find out she's, found someone that paid attention to her is how she worded it to me. And that was really hard to hear.
On July 11th then of 2015, I broke. For whatever that was, I broke. I cried on the floor for 2 hours and heard the Lord say, either do what I ask you to do now, or this is gonna get rough. So I called Brian and said, let's go to dinner tonight for Grant's birthday. And I kind of pleaded there a little bit, like, I'm different. Like, I'm wanting what you've kind of been wanting. Brian's like, Jen, I met someone.
I was like literally just waiting for the phone to ring for her to come back. And at some point I said, okay, enough is enough. I met someone else.
So that's really when I had to kind of look at the Lord like, you're asking me to do something that's not turning out the way I thought it would. What do you want me to do, Lord? And he's like, keep doing what I've asked you to do. At that point, I had relied on my own instinct for my whole life, and I was kind of done doing that. So it was really like seeking the Lord on, okay, if this is what you want, then I'm gonna have to trust that you would never have me do anything in vain. The rejection had kind of been getting to me. We were gonna go meet a counselor. You said you weren't coming, and I said, you don't come, we're done. He showed up, he did come, and we sat down outside, I remember, just like this. He said, don't text him anymore, don't call him, don't ask him to do anything, and in fact, do nothing. He looked at Brian and he goes, Brian, she's not gonna be here long. If you want her, you're gonna have to call her and text her and ask her out.
I was supposed to see the other person that night. I canceled that, and thank God I did. I was just being tugged back by God to see Jenny, to give us one more chance.
He started texting, and do you want to hang out this weekend with the kids?
The counselor that we saw that day put it perfectly is you just have to start dating again. So that's what we kind of did.
I forgave him. He forgave me. I think you proposed in, was it November?
Yeah.
And we got married in December. I just had a really hard time envisioning not being married over Christmas, and then like, okay, the kids are at your house tonight and mine. Like, we'd kind of done that for how many, years. So it was really like, if we could give something to our kids, and what a blessing that would be, that they could wake up on Christmas morning. And so we got married on December 17th, so that when Christmas came, they could wake up, that they could see us together. Here we are as a whole. What a gift. It wasn't about the material things, and it wasn't about it was really just like, here's the 5 of us, and look what the Lord has done. Look what he has done. Look how much love there is here, that the 5 of us can sit here together and be new and be whole and be what he intended us to be, which is a family. And I used to sit in base my whole marriage going, well, I met him in a club, and then we had our son. 3 months later, we got pregnant. Oh, it was so not ideal. It's not what God wanted. But he met us where we were at to bring us where he wanted us.